By John Stanko, my name is Lawrence Spallanzani, and we're just about ready to get this game going between the Manhattan Jaspers, the 4 seed, and the Marist Red Foxes, the 3 seed. John, this tournament has been a topsy-turvy one.
I think you can say it's bottoms up. All the lower seeds have won every single game.
No doubt about it. What's led to something like that?
Well, I think it's just been timely hitting by the lower seeds, being able to capitalize on the biggest moments possible. I think you look at this game today between Manhattan and Marist, it's going to come down to timely hitting and pitching, and we're seeing both coaches go with a little bit of switch, especially Manhattan. They're throwing a little bit of wrench in the circle and then also in their starting lineup as well.
Yeah, the hitting has been supremely important, but the pitching that we've seen in this tournament has been superb. Aces everywhere. Amanda Riley, Nicole Williams of Manhattan, Alana Evans, so many more pitchers have just been throwing gems out there throughout this tournament, and it really is about who scores first in most of these games.
I would say so. And Marist, their first inning, they love it. They've outscored opponents by 20 runs in the first inning, but they'll have to hold the Jaspers off the board here in the first with Jane Oberdorf in the circle.
Here she is. She's ready to pitch. First pitch is a bit outside for ball one, and we are underway here in the Rice Oval, sat on Pryor Terrace. It's a sunny day, a bit crisp with some wind. Right now, the leaves are still as Jane Oberdorf digs in against Shannon Pude, who's in the batter's box, ready to try to get this thing going with a hit for the Jaspers. That one's low for ball two.
Oberdorf coming in with a 2.38 ERA. She pitched in game one for the Red Foxes, going 4 innings, allowing 2 earned runs on 5 hits.
Yeah, she certainly knows how to toss it in there. Manhattan looking to neutralize that strength of Marist. Hopefully put the balls in the field and see what happens. That one's good for Jane Oberdorf's first strike of the afternoon. Count is 1-2.
Shannon Putte coming in batting just below 300. She has 27 stolen bases on the year. That ties her single-season program record. So next one, she sets another landmark in the Jasper program.
Yeah, second on the team in average only to Lauren Pitney, the second baseman, who I'm sure we'll talk much about. That one's low and in the dirt for ball 3. Jane Oberdorf a little behind in the count early in this one.
Both these teams fighting to stay alive.
Pude leans and delivers. Pitch is let go by for the 4th ball of the at-bat, and Shannon Pude will be on with a walk to start this inning and this game for the Manhattan Jaspers.
And now the first switch in the Jaspers order is batting second is the right fielder, number 52, Dominique Palagrudo. She's been batting in the bottom half of the order through their first 2 games, moving up to the second spot.
Is there any reason specifically you think that Coach Pardalis may have done that?
I think Dowd has been struggling a little bit in the tournament thus far, as 3 strikeouts and has been striking out a bit more recently. So just switching up Palagruto and Dowd, try and shake things up.
Jane Oberdorf looks in, shakes off a couple signs from Freeman, and now is ready to deliver. She does. The bunt is stabbed at by Palagruto. Then Freeman goes to first, trying to get Putte off the base. She slides back in safely. Count is 0-1. To Palagrudo.
Gotta love an aggressive catcher. Rebecca Freeman not afraid to throw that pickoff attempt to first base. Gotta keep Putte in check.
Yeah, Rebecca Freeman, she certainly controls the game there from behind the plate. Jane Oberdorf delivers again, a bunt down the first base line. The third baseman has it. It's over to first. That's good for an out. That was Brittany Colombo picking up the bunt. It was a nice, well-placed bunt. Move the runner over, but Palagrudo is out at first.
Phenomenal bunt there by Palagrudo. It's really tough to bunt a high pitch down at a sharp angle like she did, but she got the bat in the proper placement and a successful sacrifice. The runner in scoring position for the Jaspers.
Yeah, certainly caught that ball with the bat, just what you're taught to do. Got to have soft hands going up there trying to bunt. Now Jane Oberdorf, with a man in scoring position, will go after Christine Gebhardt, the first baseman. With the bat on her shoulder, she takes a long look at Oberdorf. Here comes the pitch. She swings, a lazy swing there. Right as she started it, she knew she should have stopped. She could not. She goes around for the strike 1.
Gebhardt coming in batting .267, 46 hits on the year. And 3rd most on the team.
3 hits in this tournament so far, so she's had the offense going to some degree. Here's Oberdorf's second pitch. That one she just holds up on. Umpire's going to point down to third base. Check with that umpire. She says she did not go. It'll be a ball.
Yeah, Gebhardt has half of the Jaspers hits thus far during the tournament. Jaspers batting just, I think it was around 130, I believe, thus far in the tournament.
There's been a lot of that going around for a few of these teams. The pitchers certainly showing their might. against these powerful hitters. That's good for a strike.
Great off-speed pitch there. Had Gebhardt well off balance.
Oberdorf with a 1-2 count. Hands on her hip, now ready. She throws it in. It's low for ball 2. 2-2 is the count.
Good stop there by Freeman. Putti, an aggressive lead off second base, trying to get that secondary jump. Outfield playing straight up. About medium depth.
The senior pitcher looks for the call. She has it. Now here's the pitch. That one's high and outside. It'll be a full count here to Gebhardt.
And on deck we got Lauren Pitney, number 13, the second baseman for the Jaspers, who is a very dangerous bat.
Yeah, for Oberdorf, you don't want too many people on base when Lauren Pitney comes up. Right now she's looking at possibly a couple of base runners. See what she does with Gebhardt. Here's the pitch. She swings on it, grounds it down the first base line. Just barely stayed fair. Gebhardt stops in her tracks and allows Madison Lee to tag her out where she stood. Now Lauren Pitney will come up to bat with a man on third. Jaspers hoping to score early in this one. There's 2 outs, but Lauren Pitney, of course, averaging .333 on the year, knows how to get a runner home.
A team high 7 home runs, 37 RBI, 76 total bases. She is what makes this Jaspers lineup go.
At second base, she hopes to keep Marist quiet. Here she's trying to make some noise of her own. That's a strike on the outside corner from Oberdorf, 0-1. Storyline going forward in this game will certainly be the noise produced by Manhattan's bench, one of the loudest teams in the MAAC. It's certainly an important aspect of this sport. Jane Oberdorf, low and outside, ball 1.
They should give that award at the MAAC banquets, the most vocal dugout.
That would have been.
That would get the teams involved. They'd be into that.
It would. That would have been an absolute duel this year between Iona and Manhattan. I'm not sure who would have taken it home.
I'm going to propose that idea to the MAAC, see what they think.
That's a good idea. Should get a bonus. Lauren Pitney waiting for the pitch here from Oberdorf. The call for Marist comes in from the dugout. That's Coach Asano. Oberdorf throws high. Count is 2-1.
Pitney can't take that high fastball and crank it out of here. She did so against Iona in the last regular season weekend.
The manager for Marist, Coach Asano, a bit of a micromanager, you could say. He often visits his pitchers, often talks with the umpires. He likes to control his girls as much as he can. He's obviously been successful with his strategy, as he was first in the MAAC last year on the way to a tournament championship, was third in the MAAC after suffering some early season setbacks, including an injury to the sister of Jane Oberdorf, Claire Oberdorf.
Claire Oberdorf, a preseason player of the year, and anyone who follows MAAC women's basketball knows she's the starting point guard for the Marist Red Foxes women's basketball team. Unfortunately, in the MAAC tournament, suffered a torn ACL, out for the year. A tough loss, but you know what? Props to this program for coming back, losing arguably your best player, as voted by the coaches, and still being able to have a very successful campaign.
While we have this moment, we'll take a look at the fielding players that steadied the course for Marist. Jana Korak, Casey Page, and Courtney Paul right to left in the outfield. Brittany Colombo, Miranda Perez, Brandy Kuhn, and Madison Lee make up the infield from third to first. Obviously, Rebecca Freeman and Jane Oberdorf controlling the catcher-to-pitcher exchange here for Marist. Oberdorf now ready to go again with the count 2-1. She delivers. That's in there for a called strike 2. 2-2. Count is even. What's your diagnosis of the call coming in from the dugout from Asano?
I think it's all a matter of just the coach and the catcher's relationship. For me, it has no preference whatsoever.
Here's Jane Oberdorf. That one's hit to the shortstop. Perez has it, throws it across to Lee, and that is the third out of the inning for Marist. They get one base runner, but no runs. It's 0-0 after half of one here at Donald Walsh Field.
You must do the thing you think you cannot do.
The mind is everything. What you think, you become. it is not best that we should all think alike.
He who learns but does not think is lost.
The main purpose of life is to live rightly, think rightly, act rightly.
Oh, the things you could think up if only you try.
It's knowing that you will always compete against the best, while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history, where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow, all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Back here at Donald D. Walsh Field, John Single, Lawrence Ballanzani heading to the bottom of the first inning, where Marist, the top hitting team in the conference all season long, is going to have a bit of a wrinkle. In the circle now for the Jaspers, Stephanie Cristo, 3.0 ERA, making the start. A bit of a surprise for Tom Pardalis and the Jaspers, her first appearance here in the MAAC tournament.
Yeah, a bit of gamesmanship there from Coach Pardalis, trying to throw this Marist roster off by putting that pitcher out there. Certainly the lineup has the ability to, recover. They have 7 players in their lineup with an average over 300. So they can get it done against any pitcher that takes the bump. Right now it's Cristo going against Casey Page, the center fielder. She stabs with a bunt for a strike as she let it go by. It was good. 0-1's the count.
Cristo threw just over 50 innings during the regular season. Opponents hit 294 against her.
Here's the pitch from Cristo. Again, thought about a bunt. That one she let by for a ball. Count is even.
Something to keep in mind, she did have more walks and strikeouts on the year, so control may be a little bit of an issue.
Again, the delivery. It's in the dirt for ball 2. A really wide circle from Cristo when she pitches. Maybe a bit of an arm flexion there, as it seemed maybe just more away from her body than most pitchers. That one's bunted foul. Perez will touch it up, and Page will come all the way back.
Page just had to get a wind sprint in there to first base, then she's going to come back and rest up.
She really, really killed it down there, all for naught. But she's happy. She's got, speed to burn, so she'll be using it all day.
Page comes in batting a .311, a .362 on base percentage. Very good for a leadoff hitter, has 57 hits.
This one she gets on the ground, but it hit her twice after. The umpire will say she was in the batter's box. Coach Pardalis arguing that she was out and up the line already, which of course would have been an out. Pardalis, and I will quote, says that's not even close. So Page will have more life in this at-bat. Lets that one go by. On the ground is called for a strike. They say she offered at that one. So it'll be a first batter down and first strikeout for Stephanie Cristo.
Cristo, great job battling back after going down in the count and then able to get 3 straight strikes to retire the leadoff hitter.
Surely if Cristo continues the success she's had through one, we'll see her for a much longer time. But you think there's a possibility that this is a short inning stint for Cristo?
I think you just ride the hot hand right now if you're Manhattan.
This one's hit on the ground to the second baseman. Pitney lets it go by. An error by the stout hitter, Lauren Pitney. That'll get a base runner on Cristo. And Marist has life on the base path as Jana Korak comes up to bat.
The high bounce seemed to get Pitney a little bit on the hand. Was not able to recover in time. So check out the replay here. A little bit of a slap hit to the pull side. And yep, just a high hop off her hand, unable to control it. And now Korak with the runner on base. We know how dangerous she is in the batter's box.
No doubt about it. She can absolutely bounce it out of this infield. She plays.
She can bounce it out of the park too.
Indeed, she can. She sent one on a ride to right field in their game against Iona. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Miranda Perez stays at first. Count is 2-0 to Korak.
Perez on first with 7 steals on the year. Has been caught 3 times.
Here's the pitch from Cristo. Korak lets that one go by, watches her first strike. Count is now 2-1.
On Wednesday, Korak broke the all-time program record with their 51st career double, currently has 52.
That one bounces on the plate. Ball 3, 3-1.
And on Thursday, she broke the program single-season record for RBIs.
She's an absolute record smasher, this one. Korak gives eyes to the ump, steps into the batter's box. Cristo delivers. It's hit back towards Pitney at second. Perez stopped halfway, so they got her at second. She's safe at first. Not sure what Perez was thinking by stopping there. May have beat it out because Pitney bobbled.
A great play by Pitney, though, responding well from the air to get the out at second base, then Korak running hard to first. No double play. You'd think Perez might want to go in there and break up the double play. Hard ground ball, Pitney, nice diving stab. Flips it underhand, but Perez, as you see, just stops running.
Not sure. Maybe she was just a little nervous that the ball was coming her way, but Pitney did a good job to keep it in the infield and get the out because of Perez's blunder on the base path. Now Rebecca Freeman, the catcher, will step into the box, and she sees ball 1 go by, count 1-0.
Freeman coming in batting at .307, a .429 slugging percentage, .332 on base percentage.
Freeman into the batter's box, ready to go here. 2 balls on 2 pitches, 2-0.
One thing I love about Freeman, only 7 strikeouts on the entire season. She
know,
puts the bat on the ball.
You know she can buckle down in that bat and continue to foul it off until she finds the pitch that she wants. She's been able to do that successfully all year. Let's see how she does against Cristo. She nails that one to right field. It might be ripe for Dominique Palagrudo. It is. She has it, and that's the inning. Through 1 here. The score is 0-0. A couple base runners, no action. Going in to the top of the second. We'll be right back.
Fulfill your educational goals on a 22-acre private residential campus just minutes away from the world's economic, cultural, communications, and entertainment center, New York City. For more than 160 years, Manhattan College has promised a Lasallian Catholic education featuring 5 schools of study that challenge students to excel academically while providing career opportunities second to none. Find out what Manhattan College can promise your future.
So, Mr. Harris, we have your fingerprints on the safe, a photo of you opening the safe, a post using the hashtag #JustRobbedTheSafe. So, what are we supposed to think?
Switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance.
Excellent point. Case dismissed.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
We see the world differently. Where some see challenge, we see opportunity. We use the lessons of the past to drive our vision of the future. We are a global gateway, a classroom and laboratory, retreat and home. We stand up, step forward, and fight the good fight to prepare tomorrow's leaders and visionaries. We are a gale force that breaks down barriers to move the world.
Back here at Donald E. Walsh Field, Jane Oberdorf warming up in the circle. We may have a little bit of a delay as the Iona College softball coaching staff and the grounds crew working on the hole dug in the circle. But we'll be back to action momentarily, Lawrence, as both teams are knotted up at 0. The only base runner courtesy of an error for Marist as they reach base, and then Manhattan had 1 base runner on a walk in the first inning.
Yeah, Lauren Pitney made the error, but she bounced back well. Made a diving stop in the hole. So let's talk about this field troubles. What's going on? I've seen a lot of work been done on the mound and the batter's box in these last few days.
Well, it's a matter of when the pitcher winds up and they dig a hole in the thing as to where they plant their foot and where they drive in towards home plate. I can speak on Iona's behalf. Sophomore Lana Evans has a big hole in the ground. She basically digs to China, as what Coach Melissa Inoue has told me before. And so I think Oberdorf just wants to make sure she's comfortable landing her foot when she's planting and throwing, because you don't want to twist your ankle or anything like that. So the ground crew just making sure that it's even for both teams, that both teams have an even playing field when it comes to that planting area. And right now it looks like all things are sorted out as Oberdorf finished her warm-up tosses and Freeman threw down to second base.
Yeah, Destiny Paluto and Amanda Riley could also, just speculating here, but be seen as, powerful pitchers who may be interrupting that infield dirt there. We just had a full 7-inning round bout between them, so certainly
we have to give credit to the entire facility staff here at Iona. They've done a great
no
job
doubt
putting
about
on the tournament thus far. There's a lot of action that goes on between the 25 minutes between each game. The field is dragged, cleaned, lined, everything you could possibly imagine, and everyone's done a phenomenal job here at Iona College putting this tournament out together, making sure these student-athletes have the best experience.
Yeah, these tournament games end and the facility's job starts. They were here at 6:45 a.m. yesterday doing their work, and they've done it well, as you can tell by the field and the tournament that we've had so far.
And they may have a little bit more going on with rain in the forecast tomorrow. So the job's not over yet.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting wrinkle. We might have a championship game on Sunday. It'll be a Mother's Day affair if it is rained out on Saturday at noon. But that's yet to be seen. We're wondering who is going to be in that championship game with Fairfield. Oberdorf digs in and is now just about ready to get it going once again. Brianna Matazinski into the box for the Jaspers. She was the designated player on the All-MAAC second team. At her pitching position, seen somewhat rare. Here's the pitch. It's the first one. It's outside. Counts 1-0.
Yeah, All-MAAC second team pitching selection, All-MAAC first team utility selection, also an All-MAAC academic team honoree, two-time MAAC pitcher of the week. She's had a phenomenal senior season.
So many accolades for this player. Right now, she's just hoping to notch a hit against Jane Oberdorf. It would be the Jaspers first.
I want to correct myself. She's only a junior. Sorry, the MAAC got one more year of this phenomenal player.
That's sad news for everybody else in the MAAC, as Brianna Matazinski can really get it done in so many different spots. Here's the pitch from Oberdorf. That's another outside 2-0. 2-1, rather.
You got junior Brianna Matazinski in the circle pitching phenomenally. You got freshman Nicole Williams for the Jaspers, who may make an appearance today. The Rookie of the Year, all-rookie team selection. Young pitching staff built for success for Manhattan.
Watch out for years to come with these Jasper team. Brianna Matazinski takes that one outside once again. 3-1. Oberdorf maybe have finding a little bit of trouble coming inside on Matazinski. She's certainly imposing in that batter's box. Staring down Oberdorf right now. Hits it back towards third, and that'll get through. Matazinski is on first after it was out of the reach of a diving Brittany Colombo and a reaching Miranda Perez. She'll have that one for a single in the first hit of the Jaspers today.
In her first hit of the tournament, she was 0 for 6 before this with one strikeout. The 7th hit of the tournament for the Jaspers as a team. Right through the 5-6 hole, past the outstretched arms of Colombo. Leadoff base runner for Manhattan.
This game seems to be boding well offensively, more so than it has been in the tournament for the Jaspers. Right now, Jen Vasquez, the catcher, goes through her pre-at-bat ritual and is now ready to see Oberdorf for the first time today. Here's the pitch. It's way low in the dirt. Rebecca Freeman picks it.
Vasquez, 269 hitter, 45 hits on the year. Team high 12 doubles. Has grounded into a team high 3 double plays.
Interesting. Very double of her. Oberdorf. Here's the pitch. That one's way low, but Vasquez is chasing the first strike. It's 1-1. Vasquez adjusts her helmet and is ready for the 1-1 pitch. Here it is. A little bit outside. It'll be 2-1.
Vasquez has started in and played in every single game for the Jaspers behind the plate this year. It's a long season for all the student athletes. I can't imagine what it's like for a catcher getting behind that plate every day, getting down and dirty.
Double hitters in every, MAAC matchup. Unbelievable for her to have been so consistent at that position. That one she lays off, but it's called strike. Low and outside. Counts now 2-2.
Vasquez checked her swing, then looked back at the umpire, asking was that on the pitch. Umpire nodded his head.
She is a person who needs to keep track of the strikes and balls here as she does the catching for the Jaspers. That one she's chasing in the dirt, and Rebecca Freeman has it, throws down to first to solidify the strikeout for Jen Vasquez and Jane Oberdorf.
Vasquez now 1 for 8 on the year against Marist pitching. Her third strikeout against the Red Foxes this year. She's a bit of her number in the 2017 campaign.
Jane Oberdorf really working on that mound. Now she's ready to go. Facing Victoria Ross, the third baseman.
250 hitter.
On the outside for a called strike.
5 home runs for Ross. 50 total bases touched. 431 slugging percentage. Pretty good for the bottom half of the order. A little bit of pop.
Pop of the glove on that one was low. 1-1.
Matazinski still on first base for Manhattan. Led off the inning with a single.
1 out here in the top of the second. Jasper's trying to score first, which has been proven to be ever so important in this tournament.
These two teams split the doubleheader earlier this year, back on Sunday, April 23rd, as Oberdorf delivers.
Changed the record with that in the MAAC. Split the doubleheader. I've heard it a million times. These teams are so evenly matched. It's unbelievable.
Manhattan won game 1 8-6, and then it went to extras in game 2 with Marist coming out on top 5-3.
Here's the pitch to Ross. It's hit back up the middle, just a popper to the second baseman. That's Brandy Kuhn securing the out there for the Red Foxes. 2 outs now as Stephanie Reinhardt steps up to the plate for the Jaspers. She's hitting 185 on the year, but has played, again, in every single game. She is the shortstop, and she quarterbacks that defense out there.
Yeah, speaking of Tom Pardalis on the phone before the tournament, he said she is the glue to this entire team. She does not have the flashiest numbers, but she is steady at the shortstop position. He says she is the best defensive shortstop in the MAAC.
And I'm inclined to believe him. He's been around, he's seen it all, and Stephanie Reinhardt certainly has the leather to back up that claim. She sees a ball go by to even the count, 1-1. Reinhardt awaiting the third pitch of the at-bat from Oberdorf. Here it comes. It's high, it's off speed. It's another ball for Oberdorf.
Oberdorf, 33 total pitches thus far. Only 16 for strikes. Not a good percentage. Going to want to get that up as the game goes on.
She's managed so far. But again, a little bit of out of control. As now the count goes to 3-1.
Alexa Dowd on deck.
You know what? I have a feeling that we may have another delay. I don't think Jane Oberdorf is happy with the state of the mound right now. I think it may be throwing her off a bit. Here's the pitch. It's low. Stephanie Reinhardt will take her base with that walk.
This is one of those things where as a pitcher, it's like, yes, it may not be absolutely perfect to what you want, but you got to have the mental fortitude to be able to battle through it. Now, obviously, worry about her safety and planting that foot. As you see her digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
Digging. It's more like abusing. But, yeah, I'm not so sure she has, shown the mental strength in that situation. She's a senior, and, she certainly can battle through anything. We've seen her do that in her career so far. This is just the next hurdle she has to jump. I'm sure she will.
Well, now Dowd look to step up and give the Jaspers an early lead with the runner in scoring position in 2 outs.
The 252 hitter watches the first ball go by. Count is 1-0.
Dowd struggling in the tournament thus far. 3 strikeouts and 6 at-bats. She moved down in the batting order after batting in the upper portion of the first 2 games.
Here's the pitch from Oberdorf. Swung on and fouled to left field territory. I'll go out of play.
The Jasper bench in our ears cheering on Dowd.
What kind of theme music was that? Was that Star Wars? I wasn't sure.
I just think they have a whole repertoire that they just go through.
They do have quite the vibrant fan base on the bench. Those teammates certainly cheer on their players. That one's in there for a called strike. Alexa Dowd has the count to 1-1.
Dowd not a power threat, only 5 extra base hits on the year, but right now a single may be good enough to score Matazinski at second base.
There's 2 on, first and second. Looking for an RBI here to start the game. Swings and hits it to the shortstop. Perez bobbles it. Wasn't sure where to go after she came up with the bobble. She could have chose any of the 3 bases, but she did not. She held on to it, and she costs her team the play. It'll be an error charged to Perez, and Alexa DeWitt is safely aboard first, and the bases are loaded.
And that brings up Shannon Pute, the leadoff hitter. She walked in her first at-bat, winning the battle against Oberdorf.
Pute left 2 men on in the game against Siena, hoping not to do that in this one here. 3 men on right now. She swings and fouls it to the left field territory, out of play.
Left side of the infield playing in, Colombo and Perez.
Pute showed why they'd be playing in. She stabbed at a couple of those first pitches she saw from Oberdorf with a bunt/slap. See what she does here as Oberdorf gets the sign from Asano. Count is 0-1. There are 2 outs, 3 men on. Bases loaded here for Shannon Pute. That one's high and outside, ball 1.
Outfield playing straight up.
I was going to comment that maybe they're a little shallow for my liking. Could just be the vantage point.
Pute 16 extra base hits, none of them home runs. She does have 7 triples.
That one's high and inside, ball 2.
I will say Paige maybe shaded a little bit toward left center. The opposite hitting slap mentality of Pute prevalent in her mind.
Courtney Paul also on her toes with that in mind. Oberdorf leans and delivers. Swing into the middle of the infield, steps on second base for 1 out. That was Brandy Kuhn who picked up the soft liner for the 3rd out of this inning, and that will end the top of the 2nd. Jasper's now ready to defend the Marist Red Foxes as they try to get the scoring started in this one.
There is Katie.
I'll call you later. Or, no, I won't. I'll text you because, what am I, your dad? Don't stay out too late.
Yeah, just text me.
Thank you. Get home safe. This must be what Antonio Brown feels like when he's dancing in the end zone.
Huh. This must be how Lucas felt when he finally got Katie's number.
Pepsi.
We are MAAC. Student athletes from MAAC schools meet 3 times a year
to discuss NCAA legislation,
share our school's best practices,
and make a difference
by volunteering in the community.
At the MAAC, our voices are heard.
Though we compete against each other,
we are united,
working towards the common goal of enhancing the student-athlete experience.
We are
MAAC.
Defining moments, championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division I, II, and III Women's Rowing Championships, May 26th through 28th at Lake Mercer in West Windsor, New Jersey. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
Back here at Donald E. Walsh Field, John Stigl, Lawrence Balanzania on ESPN3. The Manhattan Jaspers and Marist Red Foxes knotted up at 0. Both teams leaving base runners on as Brandy Kuhn leads things off for Marist here in the bottom of the 2nd. First pitch swinging, single through the right side in between first and second base.
Nice piece of hitting there by Brandy Kuhn, jumping all over it. Stephanie Cristo giving up her first hit of the day.
Now batting the left fielder, number 21, Courtney Paul.
Courtney Paul now stepping into bat.
She's got 2 hits in the tournament so far. She fouls that one to the back. Count is 0-1.
Courtney Paul, an All-MAAC first team selection in the outfield. Batting .355 on the year.
Impressive numbers from Courtney.
Tomahawks that one.
Yeah, she just barely got the meat of the bat on that one. Sent it towards Coach Asano. It'll be strike 2. 0-2 is the count.
Coach Asano, a little bit brave wearing shorts. It's a little bit chilly for that.
I certainly agree. Windy. Coach Asano looks like a tough cookie. Courtney Paul ready to go here. Cristo delivers. Swing, right field, maybe just in front of the right fielder. It does get down in front of Dominique Palagrudo. She now recovers to it. Brandy Kuhn is going to get all the way to third base. Courtney Paul has a single and has put the first run in scoring position for the Red Foxes.
Courtney Paul just lifting that one over to right field. Palagrudo, great effort, but in her diving process, looks like it hit off her foot or her legs, burned into foul territory.
Yeah, went into a feet-first slide after that one, trying to keep her entire body in front of it. Just barely got away to the foul fence. She got it in quickly, though, to neutralize the runner over the third. But Brandy Kuhn just 60 feet away from getting the first run of the game. Here's Cristo with the first pitch to Gabrielle Kelleher.
And a stolen base now for Paul. Uncontested, her 15th of the year. Excuse me, her 11th of the year.
And a first and third steal play from Marist, trying to force a mistake from Manhattan. They do not get one. That one's inside for ball 1.
And now Gabrielle Kelleher batting .327 on the year. She's got some pop. .549 slugging percentage, 10 doubles, 8 home runs.
Here's Cristo. Good contact by Kelleher. Fouled it to the back.
Kelleher voted All-MAAC second team for the designated player position.
What would be the main impotence in getting, that designation, being the designated player? Are you not a good fielder? Is that something that's possible?
I wouldn't say it's not necessarily you're not a good fielder. There might be better people fielding at your position where you're primary at. The designated player also allows for a lot of flexibility and stuff like that, like Brandon Matazinski will go in and pitch. She may go in and play the infield, stuff like that. So it's a matter of flexibility and just making sure that her bat is in the lineup because she's one of the team's best hitters.
Indeed. Cannot have a Marist game without Kelleher in there to drive in some runs in that 6-hole. That pitch is low for a ball.
Great job to lay off the off-speed. She wanted it at the first instinct, but able to hold her body weight.
Digs into the batter's box now. Here's Cristo, rather. That pitch is in the dirt. Makes the count full. Brandy Kuhn standing on third base. Courtney Paul on second. Jaspers have no outs here. In danger of giving up a run. There is the first out as Gabrielle Kelleher swings through a pitch, maybe tipped it into the glove of Jen Vasquez for the first strikeout for Stephanie Cristo.
Huge strikeout for Kelleher. She does lead the team now with 27 strikeouts on the year. Tried punching that one to the opposite side, but it seemed to tail away on the outside part of the plate. 1 out for Marist.
Cristo ready to go. 2 strikeouts under her belt so far. Madison Lee into the batter's box for Marist.
Lee, 267 hitter. Takes that one, chopper right to the pitcher. Thrown over to first base, and just like that, there are 2 outs, and Jaspers are 1 out away from escaping this.
Yeah, they had a man on third and second. Not many grounders wouldn't have gotten them home, but that one did. Right back to Stephanie Cristo, the pitcher, and an easy play to first base.
Now it's going to be Colombo. She's got to come through. Marist already left 1 runner on base in the first inning. We just saw Manhattan leave the base loaded in the top half of the second. And you see the quick reflexes there. The 1 high chopper. Cristo able to get it over to first base.
That pitch is high from Cristo. Counts 1-0. Colombo also looking for her first hit of the tournament. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Looks down to the second base umpire. They say she did go around. That'll be a strike. 1-1.
I think she knew it too. Checker swing, spun out of the batter's box like a ballerina. Looked over at her coach at third base, now gathering herself with a deep breath.
Wasn't that far from being a called strike either from my vantage point. Cristo, another pitch here, and off speed, gets that one. 2 strikes now on Colombo.
Second straight at bat to use the off-speed pitch to get ahead in the count or to make the batter off balance.
Certainly be a weapon she continues to employ as it's been successful so far against this Marist lineup. That one's low and it hits Brittany Colombo on the thigh. She will get her base and load the bases for Casey Page, the leadoff hitter. You know she's good at contact and getting on. Let's see if she can get a couple across here with the bases juiced.
The one like hey, right off the calf. Immediately heads over to first base, Colombo does, and now Page, who struck out in the first inning, looking to make up for it here in the second. Give Marist the lead.
Colombo took that one like a champ, not even a wince. That's a ball, the first one to Casey Page, 1-0. Two outs, trying to get a couple runs. Perez is going to walk out this pitch to her pitcher, Cristo. Count is 2-0. Some words of encouragement from the veteran catcher, Vasquez.
Page has just 9 RBIs on the season for Marist. Not many opportunities to drive runners in as the leadoff hitter.
Right now she does have one, though. She lets that one go by. It's a strike.
Shakes her head. A bit of disappointment in that call.
Yeah, it's interesting that, you know, she looks back and gets the call from the umpire while she's halfway in between the pitcher and the home plate. That's softball for you. That one gets up the middle towards the shortstop. It goes over to first, gets the third out. A nice play by Stephanie Reinhardt there to stop the ball, then get it over to first to stop the runs from coming home. 3 outs for Manhattan. Now we will go into the top of the third with the score knotted up at 0.
Oh, that's lovely.
So graceful.
The corkscrew spin, flawless. His signature move, the Flying Dutchman. Poetry in motion.
And there it is, the baby bird.
Breathtaking.
A sumo wrestler figure skating? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Heather saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division I Women's Lacrosse Championship, May 26th and 28th at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Visit ncaa.com/WLacrosse for tickets today.
It's knowing that you will always compete against the best, while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history, where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow, all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
We head to the third inning. Manhattan being led off by Dominique Palagrudo, their right fielder. She'll be going up against Jane Oberdorf, still in the circle.
Saw some action in the bottom of that inning in the field, trying to make up for that error she had. Sees a strike go by for the count 0-1.
Both teams left the bases loaded in the second inning, neither team wanting to grab that early lead that has been so important in this 2017 MAAC Softball Championship.
That's been another recurring tale in this tournament, runners being left on base. Speaks a lot to the pitcher's ability to battle back once getting behind the 8-ball. So many confident, strong, veteran pitchers in this tournament. Jane Oberdorf, certainly one of them. Here's her second pitch. That one's batted up the middle. Palagrudo has a single, maybe more. She turns first. She's going for second. No, she retreats. As that ball got to Courtney Paul out there in left center, and she got it in quickly. Palagrudo with a stand-up single to lead it off.
Phenomenal job cutting that ball off before it got to the wall. That saves a base and keeps the runner at a scoring position. cannot say that. That's something that is not in the scorebook or anything like that, but just coaching. As a coach, you love to see the hustle prevent that extra base.
Yeah, Brandy Kuhn was ready for the tag out there at second. If Palagrudo had decided to go, she made the right decision in stopping, as I believe it would have beaten her there. Now Christine Gebhardt in the box with a runner on. Sees the first one go by for a ball.
Gebhardt slowly trickled a grounder to first base, was retired unassisted in the first inning.
Oberdorf, her 50th pitch of the afternoon, is outside for ball 2.
26 balls, 24 strikes. Oberdorf has not allowed a run, but she's been dancing around trouble.
Trouble right now is on first as Palagrudo takes a lead. Gebhardt watches that one go by, low and outside. 3-0.
Green light here for Gebhardt. Been your hottest hitter in the tournament.
Certainly possible. Maybe early in this game you want to see if Oberdorf has the muster to, throw strikes when she needs to. That one's not going to be it. It'll be high for a ball and a walk. Man on first and second now as Lauren Pitney, the quite heralded cleanup hitter for the Jaspers, steps into the box.
The All-MAAC first team selection looking to make a statement here with runners on first and second and nobody out.
Table is set. Time for Pitney to dine as Oberdorf gets set on the mound.
Von Pitney made me look for a first pitch fastball here. A get me over fastball. Oberdorf trying to get back in the strike zone.
Yeah, she's thrown 4 balls consecutively. That's her first strike against Pitney. It'll be 0-1. That one just caught the outside corner. It was also low.
A very well-placed pitch.
Indeed, Oberdorf now finding her spots with extreme precision. Maybe a bit of inconsistency we're seeing from Oberdorf. That one smashed to right field by Pitney, maybe going foul. Korak is over there. It's caught, and I believe Palagrudo tagged up and got to third. The ball went out of my vantage, but I believe Korak retired Pitney on that one, and Palagrudo advanced on the tag up. The Jaspers will have a player on third and 1 out as Brianna Matazinski comes to bat.
Great catch there by Korak. Got a great read off the bat. Reached out, grabbed it with one hand, then quickly got it back in. Palagrudo now, they're 60 feet away from giving Manhattan the first lead of the day.
Oberdorf looking for the call. Has it and delivers. Low. Matazinski takes ball 1. Credit to the Jaspers on blocking my view on that one. I've been able to see, which is kind of a remark on the other teams that have been sitting in this dugout, not on the fence like the Jaspers are in numbers. Oberdorf with the pitch here, low across the knees for a strike on Matazinski. Count is 1-1.
Matazinski, her face does not change much in the batter's box. It is strict, stone-faced, focused.
You can say that about a lot of players in this MAAC tournament. No queasy stomachs here. So Oberdorf is set to deliver. There it is. It's back up the middle. Caught by the second baseman, Brandy Kuhn. And Palagrudo is frozen at third as now there are 2 outs. Jen Vasquez, the catcher, comes to bat.
And good job by Kuhn to get that in the air. If that ball hits the ground, there was some English on that ball. Would have spun in the infield, maybe would have allowed Palagrudo to score. But a good effort by Kuhn to make sure she caught it with the half-effort dive, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was dying real quick. Didn't get very, high in the air, but it dove in front of her dive. And she made the play. Excellent effort on that one.
Now Jen Vasquez will come up to the plate, batting .269. Has 28 RBIs on the year. Would love to add another one to her total.
Here's the first opportunity to do so from Oberdorf. It's low across the shins, ball 1.
Vasquez struck out swinging in the second.
Batting .254 with runners in scoring position. Palagrudo is that runner at the moment, but there are 2 outs, so Vasquez needs a base knock in order to get that first run on the board for either team. Oberdorf, the righty, slings it in there for the first strike, 1-2-1.
Going off speed on the 2-0 count. Vasquez looking for a pinch hit, most likely a fastball. Wasn't in her target area, now the count is 2-1.
The pitch is outside, 3-1. Oberdorf falling behind in many of these at-bats early in this game.
On deck, the third baseman, Victoria Ross for Manhattan.
The pitch is check swung into shallow right field. It's going to get down. It'll score. Palagrudo. Vasquez is safe at first, but Christine Gebhardt thrown out, trying to go first to third on that one. It will end the inning, but not before Manhattan got the first run across on Jen Vasquez's RBI bloop single to right field. Marist trying to answer in the bottom of the third right after this.
If you can play in the MAAC.
We pledge to respect everyone.
We pledge to support the LGBTQ athletes.
We pledge to create a safe and inclusive environment. If you can throw,
You can throw. If you can shoot.
You can shoot. If you can swim, you can swim.
If you can run.
You can run.
for everyone at Canisius,
Fairfield.
Iona.
Manhattan. Marist.
Monmouth,
Niagara.
Quinnipiac.
Ryder,
St. Peter's.
Siena.
If you can play in the MAAC.
There's Katie.
I'll call you later. Or, no, I won't. I'll text you because, what am I, your dad? Don't stay out too late.
Yeah, just text me.
Thank you. Get home safe. This must be what Antonio Brown feels like when he's dancing in the end zone.
Huh. This must be how Lucas felt when he finally got Katie's number.
Pepsi.
So, Mr. Harris, we have your fingerprints on the safe, a photo of you opening the safe, a post using the hashtag #JustRobbedTheSafe. So, what are we supposed to think?
Switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance.
Excellent point. Case dismissed.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Back here at Donald E. Walsh Field as Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody blast through the speakers. The Jaspers are dancing as they have a 1-0 lead, and we have a pitching change with Kayla McDermott entering the circle for the Jaspers.
Kayla McDermott on the dance floor for the Jaspers. Miranda Perez in the box.
So Stephanie Christo's line is done. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. She induced 1 flyout and 3 groundouts through 35 total pitches.
Seemed like she served her purpose.
I would definitely say so.
Yeah, Coach Pardalis molding these players into the exact strategy he wanted. It's worked so far in this game. He finds himself up 1-0 here in the bottom of the third as Jen Vasquez goes out to McDermott with her little conference, maybe talking about the calls and signs for the pitches.
Miranda Perez leading it off for Marist. Ahead in the count 2-1. McDermott enters the game with a 2.59 ERA, a 4-3 record. Has made 18 appearances, throwing just 56 2/3 innings.
Vasquez in that meeting did a vital necessity of the catcher position. I saw McDermott with a bit of a smirk and a chuckle there. Certainly the responsibility of the catcher to keep their pitchers happy. Vasquez doing that well here for McDermott early in her day. The pitch is a strike, make the count 3-2.
McDermott seems to bring a bit more velocity than Christo on the mound.
Certainly can toss it in there. Miranda Perez on her toes, waiting. Slaps it right back to McDermott. She goes to first, where Christine Gebhardt records the out. That'll be 1 out here in the bottom of the third for Manhattan.
Now stepping up to the bat will be the right fielder, Jana Korak. Jana Korak has 199 career hits. Just 4 Red Foxes have ever reached the 200 hit milestone.
Umpire having a discussion here with somebody. Coach Asano and him walk towards each other, making a change maybe, writing something down. Asano looks into his dugout, query as to what the problem is.
Another Marist Red Fox with 200 career hits is Rebecca Freeman, who is out on the on-deck circle.
We'll find out what that was about in the middle of the inning. Right now, Jana Korak steps in and sees the first pitch after the break go by for a strike.
Korak also 1 home run shy of the single-season home run record. As mentioned before, she has 14 on the season. The 0-1 pitch. She takes it low and outside.
Getting ready here is Korak. The bench just got extremely loud for Marist. Not sure what the impotence in that was.
Impotence, you've used it twice. You studied your SIT dictionary before getting on the air today.
You know, now I'm thinking I may have not used that word correctly.
I'm not sure you have.
No, maybe that's not what I said.
We'll go with the flow.
Grounded on the floor to third base, over to first. That'll do it. Victoria Ross to Christine Gebhardt for the out. Jana Korak, that's a key out there. The very deadly hitter.
Great stretch by Gebhardt at first base. It was a long throw by Ross, kept it low in the trajectory, allowed Gebhardt to stretch and get out Korak. Great defensive play, nothing flashy, no dives or anything like that, but just great fundamentals. And now Freeman will step into the box for the Red Fox, looking to do something with 2 outs.
Inside, ball 1. Count is 1-0. Now my mind is in a pretzel of vocabulary, not on the softball game. Here's McDermott. That's a hit back up the middle. The second baseman, Pitney, has it over to first. Gebhardt retires the inning. And the score is 1-0. Manhattan on top, able to keep Marist quiet in the bottom of that third. They'll try to add to their lead here in the top of the fourth.
Epic moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division I, II, and III Men's Lacrosse Championships. May 27th through 29th at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Visit ncaa.com/lacrosse for tickets today.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division I, II, and III Women's Rowing Championships, May 26th through 28th at Lake Mercer in West Windsor, New Jersey. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
Well, we all know that superstition is key, and the Manhattan Jaspers are a part of that with a special pelican that has been at home in their dugout throughout the entire season.
Yeah, they had a pen apparently that they lost, but now they have a shrined picture and another pen up on the fence of their dugout. The other one is a shark that's rightly named Sharky.
What was your biggest superstition growing up playing softball, baseball?
My biggest superstition, I don't know, I didn't ever hit it, so I guess anything that I was doing wasn't working. Yeah, so my superstitions didn't work.
I think what I used to do is I would not wash my baseball pants if we kept on winning.
Really?
Much to the detriment of all my coaches, my parents, whenever they drove me anywhere. That was my superstition.
And anybody with just, good class.
Yeah. Hey, if you win, you got to keep on doing what you're doing.
I'm sure many would agree.
Well, Manhattan off a good start here in the top of the fourth. Ross, after a great play in the bottom half of the third, leads the top of the fourth off with a single past the third baseman.
Yeah, that gets it going on the right foot here for Manhattan. Marist coach Joe Asano out to talk to the umpire. In that last inning, they had a conference that we found the reason for. It was that Marist player was using a ball as a noisemaker, which you're not allowed to do. The only noisemaker you're allowed are your God-given noisemakers. Be your vocal cords.
And now we have a pitching change for Marist as Oberdorf will exit the circle. Callan Leesburg will enter the game for Marist.
Yeah, she's got a 5-6 win-loss record with a 2.62 ERA. Respectable numbers here for the somewhat lightly used Callan Leesburg, just 69.1 innings.
The line for Oberdorf thus far is 3 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. She faced 16 batters, and she's responsible for Ross on first base. We'll see that Leesburg's going to wear a protective mask when she begins play after her warm-up tosses to Freeman.
That's an interesting wrinkle in this one. Maybe has some history, but also, just precautionary methods would be, enough of a reason there. Leading off for Manhattan is going to be number 31, Stephanie Reinhardt. So far in this game, she was walked, made it to second, did not score. So the Marist and Manhattan are low scoring here early in this one. Top of the fourth, 1-0. Ready to go now. Reinhardt waits for Leesburg to apply the aforementioned mask. So Freeman looking for the pitch from her fellow masked partner. That one's bunted on the ground, right on the foul line. It's picked up, thrown to first. She'll be safe at first. Maybe a questionable decision to pick it up there. May have rolled foul. It was right on the line originally. And the Manhattan bench is out in numbers to celebrate.
That is a absolutely picture-perfect bunt. You cannot place it any better than that. Look at that. Right on the line.
What do you say, John? Would you have picked that up, or would you have maybe... I mean, she was going to be safe either way. Why not?
I mean, at that point, you're right. It would have been a good idea just to let it keep on rolling, but that ball was slowing down on the chalk. That was just an absolutely picture-perfect bunt.
Yeah, maybe the mask was the only thing in the way of her getting on the floor and blowing that one into foul territory.
As you mentioned, the Manhattan bench super excited.
Maybe not a usual bunter is Stephanie Reinhardt. Maybe she is. That one's bunted in the air, but it's behind the third baseman. An excellent play by Leesburg, backing up the third baseman who was pinching. Brittany Colombo was way up, ready for that bunt, but it went over her head, and Leesburg backed her up. Nice play.
And Leesburg lunging to catch the ball as Colombo was diving backwards. Looked like she had to avoid Leesburg. You're going to see Colombo come charging in, dive backwards, then avoid the feet of Leesburg as she came and caught it.
Yeah, a tricky play there by Marist in the field, but they executed. 1 out now, 2 men on. That one's high and outside for ball 1. To Shannon Pute as the Manhattan bench lets me know with cheers of her name. Leesburg, the delivery, swung on and popped up to the shortstop. That's Perez. She's under it. That's 2 outs.
And just like that, there are runners on first and second with nobody out. And 3 pitches later, there are 2 outs, and Marist is 1 out away from escaping this jam. But Dominique Palagruto coming in. She had a single last time up, and she has scored the lone run of the day. She'll try to get the Jaspers another run here with 2 outs.
Yeah, she had that bloop single into right field. Now she looks to repeat. That ball comes high from Leesburg.
Leesburg standing tall on the mound at 5'11". She's a sophomore out of Augusta, Georgia. Played her high school at Aquinas High School.
Looking for the call here from Freeman. Has it. And gives to Garabuto. Palagrudo.
Palagrudo with an absolute home run cut right there.
Yeah, right through the ball. In the Marist bullpen, there's some action as well.
Look at that home run swing from Palagrudo. Yeah. Short, compact, but powerful.
Leesburg doing well, but some action in the bullpen. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off again by Palagrudo.
And she grimaces. That was a pitch that she could have hit.
Yeah, she wanted that one back. Won't get it.
And it looks like Megan Biermeister is the one warming up in the pen for Marist.
Joe Asano keeping his options open and ready. As Leesburg takes the bump here against Palagrudo. Leesburg delivers. 2-2 now after that high pitch.
Palagrudo batting .243 on the year. 276 runners in scoring position.
Again, she is the lone run in this game so far. On deck is Christine Gebhardt. Here's the pitch. It's batted up into the air. It's going to be a fly pop to the second baseman. Had some trouble with it. It's off the glove and not caught. A run will come home. That is...
It's going to be Ross who crosses the plate, and it looks like Kuhn just lost that ball in the sun. She was shielding, using her hand to try and shield away the sun. However, it ricochets off, and that's going to lead to a second run, an unearned run. Scored by the Jaspers, but you know what? They'll take it. It's now a 2-run lead. Palagrudo hit this just a high pop-up right to the right side of the infield, and Kuhn just had a hard time finding it, unable to make the slide-in catch. It was Korak who came in and corralled it before it went too much further.
Not sure if it was the sun or the wind that moved that ball around, but Kuhn just did not have a beat on that ball from the jump. And Leesburg is on the bad end of that error. Now Reinhardt on third. Palagrudo on first. Gebhardt in the batter's box. 2 outs, trying to get another run home after they've amassed a 2-0 lead on Marist.
And Marist's Game 1 loss here in the 2017 MAAC Softball Championship, they committed 3 errors. The same defensive woes.
That one is strike 3 to Christine Gebhardt. Sits down the Jaspers for the innings. Not before, though, adding an insurance run. It's now 2-0 after the top of the 4th. Marist with a chance here to tie it up.
We are MAAC. Student athletes from MAAC schools meet 3 times a year
to discuss NCAA legislation,
Share our schools' best practices,
and make a difference.
By volunteering in the community.
At the MAAC, our voices are heard.
Though we compete against each other.
We are united.
Working towards the common goal
of enhancing the student-athlete experience.
We are
MAAC.
Oh, that's lovely.
So graceful.
The corkscrew spin, flawless. His signature move, the Flying Dutchman. Poetry in motion.
And there it is, the baby bird.
Breathtaking.
A sumo wrestler figure skating? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Heather saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
And we're back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Manhattan with a 2-0 lead over Marist, scoring an unearned run on second baseman Brandy Kuhn's dropped pop-up. And now Kuhn will have an immediate chance at redemption as she will lead off the bottom half of the 4th. The Red Fox is trying to get some offense going. 2 hits thus far. They've left 4 runners on base.
Yeah, you mentioned it. She's trying to make up for that gaffe in the field. Courtney Paul waits on deck. The pitch from McDermott is low and outside, ball 1.
McDermott still on the mound for Manhattan, coming in relief of Cristo, who pitched the first 2 innings.
2-0 here to Brandy Kuhn. McDermott leans way back, now delivers. That one came, and Brandy Kuhn had to do some leaning back of her own as that one was up near the chin. Bit high from McDermott. Makes the count 3-0.
Yeah, I think she'll be taken here. You want that lead of base runner on, whether it be walk or hit.
There you go. She's on. Walks to first. Walks to first only in terminology. She jogged down there.
Now batting the left fielder, number 21, Courtney Paul.
Courtney Paul set to get into the batter's box here. Lauren Pitney had a meeting with her pitcher there. Some words of encouragement from the leader of this team. McDermott throws it in there for a strike across the thigh. Trying to hold the lead at 2 for the Jaspers. McDermott backed up by her stellar field. That's hit on the ground towards the third baseman, Brittany Colombo, but it goes over, Victoria Ross, but it goes over her glove and gets into left field. Shannon Puda got it in, but Courtney Paul has a single, and there's 2 men on here for the Marist Red Fox with no out.
An absolute worm burner. That ball was scorched across the infield. Paul, a nice swing, taking the inside pitch, blowing it by Ross. Manhattan, maybe in the midst of a rally here.
Yeah, Ross didn't have an opportunity to get her body in front of that one. Had to take a stab at it with the glove hand. Not exactly Henrik Lundqvist, though, as the ball got through into the outfield. I'm sure you would have preferred if I used Tuukka Rask.
I would have preferred if you used Tuukka Rask, but you know what? Rangers made it past the Bruins. I can't say anything at all.
You're right.
Now enter the batter's box for Marist. After this huddle for the Jaspers is going to be designated player Gabrielle Kellyher, who struck out swinging in the second inning.
I'm sure she'd like to avenge that K with an ribby, maybe 2. No outs in this inning.
The second time Kellyher has reached with runners in scoring position. She had runners on second and third when she struck out in her first at-bat. Now with runners on first and second, looking for a chance of redemption.
McDermott leans and pitches. Kelleher stabbed at it with a bunt attempt. It was unsuccessful, though. She gets her first strike in the at-bat.
And Kuhn took a secondary lead off second base, and then when she went nearly halfway to third base, thought that ball in the dirt was going to try and get it, then made up her mind halfway through, was like, no, I'm going to run back.
Jen Vasquez will have her mind on that, undoubtedly, as this next pitch comes in from McDermott. Manhattan bench wanted a strike there. Umpire called it a bit low. Counts now 1-1. The pitch and another bunt attempt is missed. She's really reaching for it. Does not look very comfortable up there with the bunt sign in play. No outs, just trying to get these runners over. I'm sure Coach Asano is exasperated as he adjusts his hat over in the third base coach circle. On the ground to the shortstop, to 2 for 1 out. Over to first, no good on the double play, but they get 1 out. Kelleher moves the runner to third, but is unsuccessful in getting on without causing an out. First and third now, Kelleher.
And now Vasquez ball meeting with the infielders as we see a replay here of that ground ball. Momentum was taking Reinhardt toward third base. She could have gone to third and got the lead runner. Instead, the attempt to turn 2 a bit too slow.
Yeah, I would say she should have made, she made the right decision. If that ball was taking her left, the ball was taking her right. So she tried to do it, got 1, so it's not all for naught.
Now with runners on first and third, we'll see if Kelleher will have her wheels in motion. She's 7 of 10 on stolen base attempts this season.
Now batting first base, number 14, Madison Lee.
Here's the pitch from McDermott. It's in there for a strike.
People who steal against Vasquez are successful 68.4% of the time. She's caught 12 base stealers.
Ooh, no swing on that one. Called a ball. This umpire may be raising the strike zone a bit. As a couple pitches at the knees have gone to no avail for McDermott. That one's check swung by Madison Lee. Goes into foul territory.
Clenches her fist in frustration. Didn't want to swing at that one. Not a good hack. Now she's down 1-2. Lee batting nearly 300 this year with runners in scoring position. Above her season average of 265.
The pitch from McDermott is swung right through by Lee. And that'll be the second out. McDermott's done well to battle back in this one. Pitney congratulates her on that. Again, so involved in the well-being of her pitcher is Lauren Pitney.
Now batting third base, number 28, Brittany.
And on that pitch, Kelly Hurt able to swipe second base. Now it's going to be runners on second and third with 2 outs. And then number 9 hitter, Brittany Colombo, coming up.
Amazing how in charge of this team Lauren Pitney is as just a sophomore. That one's hit right back up the middle into left center. It's going to go all the way to the wall. There, Alexa DeWitt picks it up. 1 run comes across. Another scores. And Madison Lee's standing up on second.
Brittany Colombo.
I'm sorry, Brittany Colombo, you're correct. That one got all the way to the fence. Took so long to get out there, I forgot who hit it. Nice play there by Brittany Colombo.
Took the first pitch he saw, went fishing, undercut swing, and went to the left center field gap. And now she'll be subbed out for a pinch hitter, and she'll pinch runner, and she'll be greeted by high fives and applause as she re-enters the dugout.
And Marist Red Foxes have tied this game up at 2 with that swing from Brittany Colombo. Now into the batter's box comes Cassie Page.
I believe that's Allie Mylib, who was inserted as a pinch runner at second base for Colombo.
So still trying to score here is Coach Asano, using every move he needs to get his speed out there on the base path. Casey Page trying to get on as well. It'd be more speed. McDermott into the circle now, ready to bounce back. The pitch is no good. Another incredulous Manhattan bench on that one, as McDermott cannot find what this ump is looking for. That one's high for Casey Page. Did she go with the bunt attempt? She did not, says the third base umpire. Count is 3-1. That one's low and in the dirt. Ball 4. Casey Page takes her bases. Now 2 men on once again in this inning for McDermott. And as I take a look into the bullpen for the Manhattan Jaspers, out of it runs freshman Nicole Williams, Rookie of the Year in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. She's going to come into this game, try to salvage this inning for the Jaspers.
Marist able to come through with 2 outs. The number 9 hitter, Colombo, a ribby double to the left center field gap that scored Kuhn and Paul. Kuhn's got to feel good scoring after an error in the top half of this frame allowed for a Manhattan run to score.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the pitch for Manhattan, number 16.
As Nicole Williams has a bit of a stumble in her first warm-up pitch and takes a tumble for a good laugh with everyone.
Yeah, just getting used to that crater that is in the circle right now. Wondering how she'll deal with that. In this tournament, she's dealt with mixed results.
As the wind picks up here at Donald D. Walsh Field, blowing through our microphones, blowing our papers everywhere.
Scourge of all broadcasters. Second pitch is more balanced from Nicole Williams. It's the bottom of the 4th here at Donald Walsh Field. It'll be a man on first and second for Marist as they resume against the new pitcher for the Jaspers.
Now take a look at this replay here. Her first warm-up pitch. Bit of a stumble in the hole. She has a good smile about it as Vasquez was laughing at her when she rolled the ball back.
Nearly ready to go here is Williams as she fills in that hole one last time and consults Coach Pardalis as to the game plan as she comes up to face Miranda Perez, certainly, and possibly Jana Korak, who waits in the batter's box. Nicole Williams will hopefully not have to face her, as she has 2 outs here, 2 men on.
Nicole Williams, hailing from Ansonia, Connecticut, part of a trio of student athletes who are from the same high school, St. Joseph's.
Certainly a talented pool of players there.
And Nicole Williams was teammates of Lauren Pitney and Jen Vasquez at the same high school, all hailing from Connecticut.
Wow. That's a powerful trio right there.
Pitney also from the same Naugatuck Valley area of Ansonia. So Nicole Williams, Lauren Pitney may have known each other beforehand. Re-teaming here with the Manhattan Jaspers.
It's 2-0. Hits down the line. Foul from Miranda Perez.
Almost snuck that one by Ross. Ross was cheating a little bit.
Count is 1-2 here. Nicole Williams ready to deliver. That's on the ground. Back to Nicole Williams. Over to first. Christine Gebhardt puts it away for the final out of the Jaspers. Nicole Williams made quick work in her relief appearance of McDermott. Not before Marist notched 2 to tie this game up. We'll be back with the top of the 5th.
I'm in there as Katie.
I'll call you later. Or, no, I won't. I'll text you because, what am I, your dad? Don't stay out too late.
Yeah, just text me.
Thank you. Get home safe. This must be what Antonio Brown feels like when he's dancing in the end zone.
Huh. This must be how Lucas felt when he finally got Katie's number.
Pepsi. We see the world differently. Where some see challenge, we see opportunity. We use the lessons of the past to drive our vision of the future. We are a global gateway, a classroom and laboratory, retreat and home. We stand up, step forward, and fight the good fight to prepare tomorrow's leaders and visionaries. We are a gale force that breaks down barriers to move the world.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division I, II, and III Women's Rowing Championships, May 26th through 28th at Lake Mercer in West Windsor, New Jersey. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
Well, we are through 4 full and we're knotted up 2-2. Marist getting 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th to tie the game. The Lions closed on Manhattan's Hurler McDermott, 2 in 1.2 innings, allowing 2 earned runs on 2 hits. As now the Jaspers look to retake the lead here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, and they'll look to do that against Callan Leesburg in there for her 3rd inning of work. She takes the bump here against Lauren Pitney, who takes that one for a called strike, 1-1. Leesburg, in her 2nd inning of work, as a correction to my former statement. She's got 12 pitches, 1 strikeout, no walks, 1 hit in her young day. Here's Lauren Pitney looking to make her presence felt for the first time in this game. Swings way early on that off-speed pitch. Lauren Pitney really wanted that one. Was caught way off guard.
Pitney stands in the batter's box. Bit of an open stance. Then steps to an even closed.
Leesburg delivers. That one's high and outside. 2-2. 3-2. Full count. Lauren Pitney leading off the inning for the Jaspers. In the on-deck circles, Brianna Matazinski. And Leesburg right now delivers to Pitney, who pops it straight up. It's going to come down on the third baseman. That's Brittany Colombo who has that. And records the first out of the inning. Lauren Pitney 0 for 3 on the day. Unfortunate for the Jasper Slugger.
Now will come up Brad and Matazinski. 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single in the second inning before lining out in a soft little liner to the second baseman. Kuhn back in the third inning.
Infield a bit pinched at the corners. Brittany Colombo certainly plays high on every hitter that enters this box.
Putting those quick reflexes to the test at the hot corner.
Indeed. Leesburg to Matazinski, fouled off, out of play.
We often see the protective mask that Leesburg is wearing on the mound, worn by third baseman as well. When they stand so close, especially the lefty slap hitters, if they're playing in to protect against the bunt, they decide to go the opposite way, a line drive, could be dangerous.
Yeah. I referenced that as butcher ball the other day. Show the bunt, pull it back, swing and smack someone right in the teeth. That one goes over to right field. Janet Korak is right there, though. Didn't have to do much to get under that one. It'll be a hard out for Brianna Matazinski.
Yeah, sharp line drive, just right at Korak. Had to take one step to her left, and that was it. Took the high outside pitch, went with it. Very job well done, but Korak had it positioned right, was playing in a little bit so that single did not drop in. Now it's going to be 2 outs. Jen Vasquez up to bat.
Yeah. Now the outfield is pushed back a little bit, but many times today they've been daring the Manhattan hitters to hit it over their head. Not letting any bloop singles fall, as that has been a common occurrence in this tournament. Coach Asano combating it preventatively.
Jen Vasquez 1 for 2 on the day. Had the ribby single back in the third inning that scored the Jasper's first run in Palagruto.
And if I'm not mistaken, that one was a bloop, no?
It was a bloop.
Right in front of Korak, right behind Madison Lee and Brandy Kuhn. That one is crushed, not a bloop in any form, but it goes right to the center fielder, Casey Page, for the third and final out of the inning. Score remains tied as we enter the bottom of the fifth.
Back here in New Rochelle, New York, we enter the bottom of the fifth inning. Marist and Manhattan tied at 2.
Jana Korak way out in front of that pitch from Nicole Williams. Count is 0-1 to the slugger. Nicole Williams throws another one in there. That one's called a ball.
As you mentioned, the All-MAAC rookie team selection, Nicole Williams, the MAAC Rookie of the Year.
That one's low and outside, ball 2.
She won the MAAC Rookie of the Week twice. She won the MAAC Pitcher of the Week twice. She has the best ERA in the conference, has the best opponent batting average in conference.
Yeah, winning Rookie of the Year sometimes makes you think that, you're precluded from competing with the rest of the classes, but Nicole Williams can punch them out with the best of them. That one's outside, ball 3. Count is full.
Korak 0 for 2 thus far today. Ground out to the second baseman. Was a force out and then a ground out to the third baseman.
That one's some solid contact into foul play by Korak.
Again, looking for her 200th career hit. Would join teammate Rebecca Freeman with the historic plateau. But
And
she'll take ball 4.
Yeah, she'll get walked down to first base. Nicole Williams, after starting her relief inning well with a 1 batter face and 1 out, is now in her very own inning and has walked Jana Korak, the first batter. Rebecca Freeman next to take a look. Freeman 0 for 2.
Coach Bardalis beckoning for the Jaspers to turn a double play.
Infield close up the middle. The bunt attempt from Freeman is unsuccessful. Hit off the bottom of the barrel and went foul. Victoria Ross was ready for the bunt to come her way. 75% of the way up the line.
We see Pitney shaded a little bit towards second base, getting ready for the double play. Though Reinhardt at short seems to be playing straight up.
That one's high and fouled off. Counts 0-2. Nicole Williams ahead of this one early after walking Jana Korak. Here's the pitch from Williams. Fouled off once again by Freeman.
Freeman battling here, down 0-2. Batting .317 when runners are on base this year.
That one's hit close to the third base line, but significantly foul. Coach Asano throws it back into play.
I mentioned earlier, Freeman incredibly difficult to strike out. Only 7 strikeouts on the year.
And she does that by fouling off any junk that she doesn't want to go after. She's certainly done that a couple times. Umpire gave a look to Nicole Williams, and she gave an acknowledgement to that. Knew what she did wrong, although I don't. On the ground to Lauren Pitney. She goes to first. Umpire calls him out. It was a very slow roller to Pitney. She failed to charge it and caused a very close play at first base. But gets the out. Jana Korak advances, so Freeman not totally lost on that. 1 out.
Pitney had a tough play there because Korak was running right in front of her as she was charging in toward the ball. Had to wait until Korak could pass before she quickly picked it up and then got it through to first.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see maybe a possible runner interference play on that one. But Pitney avoided the collision and got the ball to first for the first out of the inning. Here's a pitch from Nicole Williams. That's low. Brandy Kuhn watched that go by for the second ball of the at-bat.
Kuhn has reached base twice, a single in the second. A walk in the fourth, came around to score.
I think 2-0 is my favorite count as a hitter. Kuhn watches it go by for 3-0.
What's your reasoning, Lawrence?
Well, because 3-0, you're just not going to swing. 2-0, you can still, I guess, swing. Still have the green light.
A 4-pitch walk there for Kuhn. She reached bases for the second straight inning on a free pass. It looks like Coach Pardalis is going to take a visit to the mound to talk to her outstanding rookie.
Yeah, needing to calm her down as she's led up 2 walks, had a put out in between them. but of the 4 batters she's faced, 2 walks early. So Coach Pardalis out there to calm down his talented rookie. And here in May, Marist bench is dancing to a little Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Credit to Patrick McWalters. Fantastic on the music selection. He's gotten compliments from Coach Asanio on Marist as well. Keeping the mood light here in New Rochelle, New York. The championship game is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, weather depending.
Yeah,
as Coach Pardalis leaves the circle.
Yeah, possible rain there for tomorrow.
That's Pat, music selection guy, right over here. This guy. Now Courtney Paul enters the batter's box. She had a liner of a single down the third base line past Ross in her last at-bat. It wasn't the first pitch she saw. Will she do the same thing here?
She does swing. She does not make contact right through the ball.
It's a heady move. The coach goes to visit, settles down the pitcher. Pitcher wants to throw a strike to get ahead of a batter. Paul knew she might have a pitch hit, took the big cut.
Was unsuccessful. A good idea, though. Another big cut on that one. Fouls it to the back. Finds herself down 0-2 here.
If I am Williams, I do not give Paul a pitch to hit here. She's 2 for 2 on the day. She just missed that high cheese right there. You got to give her something that she either has to chase or just make her think about an off-speed pitch.
Here it is. Another swing and another tip to the back. Jen Vasquez slapped her glove as she thought she could have had the strikeout there if she just held on to that one.
She did give her the high cheese. Paul did chase and was able to foul it off. Williams confident in her abilities to get the big strikeout here with runners on first and second and 1 out.
Yeah, that's Korak and Kuhn on the base path. Paul pops it up. And it goes over our head. Now with the count at 0-2 once again. Courtney Paul buckling down here, choking up. Just fouling off anything she doesn't like from Nicole Williams. Umpire out there to dust off the plate.
Victor Canales, the home plate umpire. Hector Martinez at first base. Aaron Jancy at third base. The boys in blue.
Williams right back at her from Paul. Hit her shoe. She kept it in front of her, or at least close enough to grab it. Unable to get any outs as Paul was well at first before Williams got to the ricochet off her foot.
And it's a good thing it hit her foot because guess what? If that doesn't, that goes in the center field and it may lead to a run. It looks like it hit her glove, actually. She almost caught that.
Yeah, that was coming right at her knee. She got the glove down in front of it. It trickled just a couple feet away, but it was enough to let Paul go to first, Korak go to third, and Kuhn stay safely at second. So now with the bases loaded and 1 out, in comes Gabrielle Kelleher to take the at-bat with the ribby opportunity staring right back at her.
How good has Courtney Paul been? 3 singles on the day. This time she takes the high outside pitch, lines it up perfectly up the middle. Williams able to stop it from going to center field, prevent the damage right now that Marist is threatening with.
Kelleher grounded into a fielder's choice the last time she was up. She can do that in this one and score a run as long as she's not doubled up. So pretty much any decent contact that takes an infielder out of its position will score a run here. Let's see what Kelleher has in store. She fouls that one back.
The last 3 Marist batters have all swung at the first pitch. And there you saw Kelleher hit it hard. You saw Paul just miss. And then you saw, before that, Freeman made contact.
You think that has Coach Asanio's fingerprints all over it?
I think that's a little bit of a scouting report maybe. Williams maybe trying to get ahead in the count. Marist trying to take advantage of that.
Possibly exploiting the weakness of Nicole Williams. They've loaded the bases, but they need to make it count by getting them across. That's a ball from Williams. Counts 2-1.
Kelleher batting .323 on the season. Batting .400 this year with the bases loaded.
That one's right back to Nicole Williams. She goes home for 1. Vasquez to first. No good, but they get the first runner, the lead runner, and prevent the game leading run from crossing the plate. Nice play by Williams, fielding her position well there.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 14, Madison Lee.
So now with 2 outs, Madison Lee will step up to the plate. Nicole Williams trying to end the trouble before it even started. Pitch right down the pipe for strike 1. I think you're right in your assessment that Nicole Williams is trying to get ahead early in the count. You could tell by that pitch. Madison Lee, the first in a while to not swing at it. That one's high and off speed. That gets her. A riser there from Nicole Williams.
And a long walk out of the batter's box. Going to compose herself down 0-2. Looking for her first hit of the day to give Marist the lead.
Another cut from Lee. Another foul ball. 0-2's the count. Remains that way. There's 2 outs. The bases are loaded.
Lee grounded out to the pitcher in the second. Struck out swinging in the fourth.
That one just misses. Gives 1-2. Manhattan bench again. Exasperation is palpable. That one's back to the shortstop. She has it over to first. We'll have the out. Stephanie Reinhardt pulled Christine Gebhardt a little bit off the bag, but they successfully got out of the inning before Marist was able to cash in on the base runners they put on the field. After 5, the score is still tied 2-2. We'll be back with the final 2 innings in this 3rd round game.
You must do the thing you think you cannot do.
The mind is everything. What you think, you become.
It is not best that we should all think alike.
He who learns but does not think is lost.
The main purpose of life is to live rightly, think rightly, act rightly.
Oh, the things you could think of if only you try.
It's knowing that you will always compete against the best, while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history, where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow, all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Fulfill your educational goals on a 22-acre private residential campus just minutes away from the world's economic, cultural, communications, and entertainment center, New York City. For more than 160 years, Manhattan College has promised a Lassallean Catholic education featuring 5 schools of study that challenge students to excel academically while providing career opportunities second to none. Find out what Manhattan College can promise your future.
Victoria Ross.
John Stanko, Lawrence Ballanzani here on ESPN3. Manhattan and Marist knotted at 2-2, each team with 5 hits. Marist has committed 2 errors, while Manhattan has committed 1. Vasquez a ribby single, and then Ross scored in the air by Kuhn Colombo. The big 2 RBI double that tied the game back up for Marist as we begin here at the top of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Jaspers, the third baseman, Victoria Ross.
And she'll face Callan Leesburg, still in the game after 2 scoreless. That one goes by across the knee for a strike.
Ross had a single in the 4th after popping out to the second baseman in the 2nd inning. Very good average when she leads off innings, batting .353 when she has the opportunity.
That one's foul past the third base. The wind has picked up a bit here in Donald Walsh Field.
And the sun has gone behind the clouds. Yeah, I am not a fan.
The temperature is certainly dropping. Doesn't help that we're under a canopy. No sun is getting to this spot. But on the field, Victoria Ross tries to bring some sunshine to her team as she faces Leesburg with the count at 1-2. It's hit, foul, and in the air, out of play.
Now, Lawrence, would you rather be in the sun and have sunburn on the back of your neck after doing multiple games of here at the MAAC Softball Championship, were to be underneath the canopy, a little bit chilly.
Do we have to reintroduce? My name is Lawrence Spallanzani.
I'm just re-emphasizing.
I don't burn, baby. Spallanzani, man. Is that not Italian enough for you?
It's a very valid point. You don't have that concern.
The ball to Victoria Ross makes the count even.
Ross asked to validify the count. It is 2-2.
2-2, 2-22.
Say that 10 times fast.
Leesburg delivers. Another foul back. Colombo gives chase to no avail.
Biermeister was warming up in the Red Foxes bullpen in between half innings.
One strikeout so far for Leesburg. About to throw her 25th pitch. Both teams doing it with a combination on the mound. That one way high for Victoria Ross. Makes it 3-2.
Ross will take a leadoff walk here. On deck, Stephanie Reinhardt.
She's had some success today.
She's reached base twice.
That's another high pitch. Leesburg getting a little out of control. Freeman will go consult her pitcher as Ross takes her base and gets on with the leadoff batter, Do the Jaspers.
We'll see if Coach Pardalis wants to sacrifice bunt here. Reinhardt with 5 sacrifice bunts on the season. That's second on the team. The team only has 15 on the year. American League-esque style, if you will.
Certainly.
Bash those batters around. Don't sacrifice any outs if you don't have to.
Yeah, not small ball. The way the game's supposed to be played.
It's all a matter of perspective.
According to those in St. Louis. Bunt attempt thought about, but Ross will get her base without the sacrifice. As the ball went by Freeman, I believe a strike was called to Ross as she went for the bunt. Nope, it was called a ball. She must have pulled back as the pitch was in the dirt.
And the pitch hit home plate umpire Victor Canales. We'll see if he's okay. He's limping around a little bit as the umpires huddle up.
Seems seriously anguished, as it's a dangerous place to be. That's why the umpire-catcher relationship is so important, and Freeman may be letting the ump down a bit here. As a former catcher, they really do lecture you about that. I'll let you know. They are not fans of passed balls.
Coach Sanyo wasting no time. Immediately going up to Mr. Canales and asking a question about the bunt attempt as Freeman goes out to talk to her pitcher.
Now a conference between both coaches and the umpire. I believe that was a question as to whether Ross offered at it.
I believe it would be something like that. They're going to say it was a wild pitch on Leesburg, not a pass ball. Now runner in scoring position, nobody out. To check out the pitch here. It just seemed to hit him right in the knee.
Yeah, the way his leg was extended, it doesn't bode well for a bruise tomorrow. But Leesburg ready today to pitch a high one to Stephanie Reinhardt as she had to duck out of the way with her bunt attempt concealed.
Now behind the plate, behind the count, Leesburg is 2-0.
Coach Osanyo delaying this inning further. Out to his pitcher, Leesburg, and the entire infield meets, as does the outfield.
You saw on that wild pitch, Leesburg, the ball didn't hit the dirt, but she missed her target by a long shot. Freeman was set out on the opposite part of the plate. And that may be part of the reason why the home plate umpire was so left vacant by the catcher's body. The ball was just nowhere near was intended to be.
Yeah, Leesburg just off the mark on that one. Maybe had it, a bad grip on it. maybe that hole getting obtrusive for Leesburg.
And it looks like we may have a pitching change here, and yes, we are.
Leesburg relieves the MAAC. And into the game for the Marist Red Fox comes Megan Biermeister, the relief pitcher, who has done a good job for them this year. She's appeared. Her win-loss record is 10-6. She has a 2.33 ERA, 81 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts in those 81 innings.
Megan Biermeister.
She did appear in their Game 1 loss to Fairfield. She went 3 innings. She was credited with the loss, allowing 3 runs, only 1 of them earned on 2 hits and 1 walk. She struck out 3 batters. She was unfortunately on the receiving end of the loss decision when Marist made 3 errors in 1 inning that propelled Fairfield to the round 1 win. Fairfield already in the championship game, the number 6 seed, taking down Monmouth in the first game today. So in order for them to not win the MAAC championship, whether it be tomorrow or Sunday, they will have to lose twice. The winner of this game here goes on to play Monmouth following this contest.
Yeah, this tournament certainly proves to be an interesting one, as every team left in it, and every team in it to begin with, certainly had a chance at it, as evidenced by the lowest seed, or the highest seed, depending on how you think of it, being in the championship game already. But I certainly believe we may be watching a doubleheader tomorrow, as these teams will fight for every chance they can get. Reinhardt offered at that one, no doubt about it, for a strike. 2-2 is the count. Biermeister leans and delivers. That's outside. Brittany Colombo is legitimately 5 feet from the batter, maybe even less by the time the entire play is over.
No fear. No fear at all.
I couldn't do that much.
Biermeister, your righty pitcher, sitting at 5'5", a sophomore from Kinnelon, New Jersey.
That one's bunted in the air, but not able to be caught. Biermeister picked it up after Madison Lee tried to catch it in the air and got the force out at first. Victoria Ross does get over to third on the sacrifice. And after Ross got on in first, she got to second with a steal on a pass ball. And then over to third with the sacrifice bunt by Reinhardt, now in scoring position with a chance to take the lead. As into the batter's box.
Looks like there's going to be a pinch hitter for the Jaspers. Number 25, Kat Prevo, stepping up to the plate, replacing Alexa Dawid for now.
Wow, what a spot to be put in for
Kat Prevo.
Kat Prevo, yeah.
Batting .257. This is their 34th appearance of the year. She has 18 hits and 70 plate appearances. Has a bit of pop. 3 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs. A sacrifice fly now would give Manhattan a 3-2 lead.
1 out. She swings and fouls to right field. Out of play. Count is 0-1 to Prevo. Top of the 6th inning here. The score is knotted. Prevo ducks out of the way of that one. And eyes down Victoria Ross, who is her goal to get the third base runner home. With 1 swing of the bat, she can change everything about this game and set Manhattan on its path to meet up in the championship. That one glanced off the helmet of Kat Prevo. And these might be some of the toughest people I've ever seen in my entire life. She didn't even flinch.
Nope, she just gets up. As we check out the replay here, the pitch is inside. She kind of ducks down, glances the side of her helmet. No flinch at all, just a clap, and now she's on first base.
I've seen major leaguers out for 2 weeks with that same happening. But Kat Prevo skipped down to first. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And Now Alexa Dowd going to re-enter the game for Prevost to run in her position. Prevost does her job. She reaches base, whether how unconventional it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, re-entering at first base, number 21, Alexa Dowd.
Yeah, now into the batter's box is number 17, Shannon Pute, back to the top of the order for the Jaspers. And it's an ever-crucial moment to be there with one out, a runner on third, tied up here in the top of the sixth.
And Darwood back on base. She is a base-stealing threat, 24 for 29 this season, second on the team in steals.
That pitch is good for a strike on the outside corner. Freeman then throws it down to third to try to get Victoria Ross sleeping.
And just like that, Darwood does steal second base. Uncontested.
Uncontested and unnoticed. That one's low and outside. Ball one. 1-1 is the count. Victoria Ross has fists clenched and eyes focused on home plate. She's pretty much staring right at us.
We already saw one wild pitch this inning that allowed Ross to reach second base. Another one would allow Ross to cross home.
Here's the pitch. It's high. Across the shoulders for Pute. Counts 2-1. There's one out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled. Shannon Pute focusing in. He walked in the first inning, got to third. Hasn't been on base since, besides for the fielder's choice that came in the second inning.
It looks like Jessica Van Alphen is warming up for Marist in the bullpen.
Of course, very familiar with her as she blanked the Iona Gales yesterday. A throw from Freeman down to third to try to neutralize that runner on third. Nearly gets by Brittany Colombo. She made an excellent play to keep it in front of her, Coach Asano.
Yeah, Freeman points at Colombo, goes, I owe you a Gatorade for saving that one.
Coach Asano looked at Freeman on that play and told her no more of that as Biermeister walks Shannon Pute. Bases are now loaded. And we are at the top of the order for the Jaspers.
It's Dominique Palagruto.
Yeah, with just a couple of hitters until the very dangerous Lauren Pitney. Biermeister will look to get out of this inning before that point. Of course, Pitney not doing much yet today.
Dominique Palagruto thus far had a sacrifice in the first, a single to left center in the third, and then reached on an error in the fourth. She is batting .500 this year with the bases loaded.
Certainly is one for the spotlight. No bigger spotlight than right now in the conference tournament in an elimination game. Manhattan Jaspers against Marist Red Fox. Palagruto against Biermeister. That's a strike for Biermeister. Top of the sixth. Bases jammed. 2-2. 0-1 is the count to Palagruto. Biermeister delivers. It's foul tipped to the backstop. Count is 0-2.
Strikeout would be absolutely huge here for Marist, because on deck is Christine Gebhardt, the three-hitter, who entering today was having the most successful MAAC championship of any of the Jasper batters.
Biermeister with the tall task of sitting down the top of the order here. He's closing in on that goal. With that ball, the count goes to 1-2. A long look into the catcher. Biermeister now delivers, and that one's called for a strike. Palagruto so questioning of that call. Incredulous as she walks back to the dugout after striking out in that one. The bases are loaded. There are now 2 outs, but Christine Gebhardt, as you mentioned, been very successful in this tournament thus far, has a chance where her success would be extremely welcome in the eyes of every Manhattan fan, especially Coach Pardalis, who stands in the third base coaching box, cheering on his first baseman. Try to crack this one open and give him a lead as we enter the bottom of the sixth. 2 outs here for Gebhardt. That one's low and outside. 1-1 is the count.
Gebhardt, an All-MAAC rookie team selection along with her teammate, Nicole Williams.
Gebhardt swings and pops to center field. In comes Casey Page for the out, retires the inning and neutralizes the 3 base runners for the Manhattan Jaspers in the ever-important top of the sixth. Now we enter the bottom of the sixth with just 1 full inning to go. Manhattan Jaspers and the Marist Red Fox are tied here on Donald Walsh Field.
Back here at Donald E. Walsh Field, John Stengel, Lauren Spallanzani as we enter the bottom of the sixth inning. Manhattan and Marist knotted at 2 apiece, each team with 5 hits, and each team has left a multitude of base runners on. Ice Williams first pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, Brittany Colombo leading it off for the Red Foxes, hoping to break this one open. Swing at a high fastball from Williams, right through it is Colombo. The pitch is high and outside for a ball from Nicole Williams.
It'll be 9-1-2 for the Red Foxes. Colombo leading off here, followed by Casey Page, the center fielder, and Miranda Perez, the shortstop.
High again from Williams. Counts 2-2.
Colombo had the big 2-out double that tied the game. This one she grounds foul down the third base line. She was also hit by a pitch in the second inning.
Not a chance to add to her RBIs on the day, but certainly a chance to be a big part of the winning attitude of the Marist Red Fox. That one right through for strike 3 and a strikeout for Nicole Williams. That's her first. Already has 2 walks. Now getting into the K game is Nicole Williams, the stud freshman.
Entering today, the Marist 1, 2, and 3 hitters had combined for 11 of the team's 15 hits in the championship. And now they'll look to get something going here to retake the lead.
Yeah, some concentrated skill up at the top of the lineup Casey Page, Miranda Perez, and of course the ever-important Janet Korak. That one's in there for a strike. No swing. Umpire thought that one was good. Casey Page disagreed. 0-2 is the count. Third one is low and outside. Ball 1.
Over the last 4 seasons, Manhattan and Marist have met 9 times. 7 of those 9 games have been decided by 3 runs or less.
Seems like it will be another one falling into that category as we find ourselves knotted at 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Just about to head into the last frame, or possibly the last frame, as this one could go extras.
In all those games, the winning team took the lead for good in the 5th inning or later.
That one's fouled off to the backstop, 1-2.
Lawrence, I got to give you credit because that cough button was quick on the trigger there. You had a massive sneeze. Everyone here in the press area.
Yeah, they're freaking out like it went on air, but I was a professional about it.
I give you props.
That one slapped to left field, coming on quickly. She has it as Shannon Pute. A nice out there by Pute, getting under that. That was dying quickly. Headed for some outfield grass. Pute made sure it didn't find any.
And now Miranda Lopez will step into the box with 2 outs, trying to get something going. Steve Mazziello, Manhattan men's basketball coach, in attendance to cheer on the Jaspers today at Donald E. Walsh Field.
A little bit of a tempered beard for Mazziello. Usually in come March, it's full rage. That one's inside for a called strike. More incredulity from the Marist players. Miranda Perez.
Do you
didn't
walk
like that
around
pitch.
with a thesaurus? I think you do.
Thesaurus.com is among one of my most visited web pages, but that's an out from Lauren Pitney to Christy Gebhardt as they end the 6th, and we're about to head into the last frame here with the score still tied 2-2.
Back here in New Rochelle, New York, the 2017 MAAC Softball Championships, we enter the top of the 7th inning with second baseman Lauren Pitney leading things off for the Jaspers.
Yeah, unsuccessful in 3 at-bats today so far. Knowing how she likes to get to it, I'm expecting big things out of Pitney in this at-bat in the final frame of regulation.
Yeah, Lauren coming in today batting .333.
That one's in there for a strike, 1-1.
14 extra base hits, 6 doubles, 7 home runs, go along with a 1-3 bagger.
Biermeister ready to deliver. Here it is. High, off speed. Pitney able to lay off.
Pitney's also got a keen eye, has drawn a team high 33 walks. The Manhattan bench rowdy as ever, trying to get a rally going.
Here's the pitch from Biermeister. It's hit on the ground to the right side. A diving stop by the second baseman, Kuhn. Gets it to first for the out. Excellent play in the last inning, saving a base runner and possibly a run from coming across the board as the heart of the line for the Jaspers rolls on.
Very nice play here. Job well done by Pitney to go with the pitch, but Kuhn with the quick reflexes, throwing from her knees, retiring Pitney in plenty of time. One away.
Biermeister here. Inside, gets a strike call on Matazinski. She's 1 for 3 on the day. Single came in the top of the second. That one's called outside for a ball. 1-1. Right back up the middle, Matazinski hits it. It hits second base and gets away from Kuhn. Matazinski will have a single. It bounced off second base, but it was such a slow roller. Kuhn and Perez had no shot at it.
Nothing could have been done there. There's now a runner on first base for the Jaspers. Matazinski, if she were to swipe, it'd be her 10th steal of the year.
Yeah, the first step to getting the winning run across is complete. Brandon Matazinski's at first. Trying to complete the next step is Perez, who's just stepped into the batter's box. I'm sorry, Vasquez has stepped into the batter's box, the catcher for Manhattan.
She watches that first one go outside.
Biermeister ready to deliver. Low and outside, ball 2. Vasquez being selective in this at-bat, trying to get an on base any way she can. She knows the strike zone better than anyone, being the catcher. Turns on that one and pulls it foul on the ground. Biermeister delivers, hit back up the middle. Kuhn has it at second, throws over to the first base, Madison Lee, and then gets the out.
Another short, soft chopper. No chance at turn 2 there. Matazinski able to reach scoring position on second base. Productive out for Vasquez. And now Victoria Ross will step to the plate. 2 outs in the top of the 7th, leading run. Just 120 feet away.
Yeah, she scored one of the runs so far. That came in the 4th inning when she singled and came all the way across. She also walked and got to third in the 6th. She was on third for a while Marist racked up 3 outs in order to neutralize the threat.
Great pitch there by Biermeister to get ahead. Scraping the black of the inside corner. Ross was stranded on third last inning when the Manhattan Jaspers left the bases loaded for the 2nd time today.
Trying not to do the same thing to Matazinski as she stands on second. Ross swings through that one and fouls it to the back. Ooh, she hits herself quite hard in the back with that warm-up swing. Interesting. A little bit of punishment for fouling that one off. 0-2. A long look from Biermeister. Now she throws outside, no good.
Duel for Manhattan in the bottom of the 7th. It's the heart of their order, 3, 4, 5. Korak, Freeman, and Kuhn.
Any one of those players can end the game with a single swing. Nicole Williams on the mound will be a tough task. Proved to be the ultimate drama. Biermeister missed on that one as well. Counts 2-2. Biermeister unloads. That one's low. Count goes full.
On deck, Stephanie Reinhardt. The senior shortstop has reached base twice today.
Fouled up in the air over the backstop.
Looks like it was caught by some members of the Iona softball team out here watching the rest of this tournament unfold. Looks like Kimberly Chaparelli and Katie Newton are in the mix there.
With 2 outs and the count full, Matazinski will be booking it from the jump. Biermeister ready to pitch. Here it is. In there for a ball. And Ross will take her jog down to first base as Biermeister has let up her second walk in this limited appearance.
Ross's second straight plate appearance that resulted on a free pass. Now Reinhardt with 2 outs, runners on first and second. Last time up she had a sacrifice bunt that went 1-3-4. She singled in the fourth, walked in the second, has been stranded on base both times she's reached. The teams have combined for 19 base runners stranded. 10 for Manhattan, 9 for Marist.
And only 4 have crossed the plate.
As she fouls that one hard off of herself.
Reinhardt going to have to recover from that stinger.
And Freeman doing the respectful thing. The veteran move is the catcher going out, talking to the pitcher, giving the batter a chance to walk it off. Here fouled it right off the outside of her thigh. Looked like the hip area. Yeah. Not a pleasant feeling.
No, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think that caught the meaty part of the thigh. Bit of a hip pointer.
Avery Bradley knows about those.
Yeah, he does.
Game 6 between the Celtics and Wizards tonight.
Let's go Wiz.
Respectfully disagree. Back to the action at hand.
Biermeister on the mound. Reinhardt back in the box. Swings, a liner to short, off the glove of Perez, 2-2. Safe at second, and Matazinski, so aware of the play, came all the way home while Kuhn was arguing the play with the umpire. That's the 3rd run and the winning run so far. The leading run from Matazinski, gotten across by Reinhardt on a bloop liner to short.
The bloop liner, it's tricky because you see it's a soft liner. Matazinski's crossing in front of her. Perez loses sight of the ball, and then at second base, Kuhn tries tagging and picking it up to record the out there, but head coach Tom Pardalis at third base, phenomenal job coaching her, sending Matazinski around third base, giving the Jaspers a 3-2 lead.
Heady play there by the base runner and the base coach. Biermeister gets right back to work here against Alexa DeWitt. Fouled that one off. The count's now 0-1, but Manhattan's on top now in the top of the 7th. Marist will have to score. That one's inside. Strike 2. 0-2.
Cannot compliment enough Coach Pardalis for that job coaching third base there, sending Matazinski during the confusion that was happening in the middle of the infield.
Fouled off by DeWitt.
Now, with that being said, Marist here, obviously that's not what you want to happen. You had a chance to get out of the inning. Another fielding error, another miscue, 3rd error of the day.
Yeah, so many errors in this game, but a lot of them just unfortunate. That one's ripped to the left side. It's going to get through. Ross thought about coming all the way across, but Pardalis held her up. As that's a single, advances the runners 1 base. Ross wanted to come home. Pardalis held her.
And it was a good thing he did because Courtney Paul with a hose to home plate.
Yeah, that one's got by Brittany Colombo, and in between her and Miranda Perez, and scrolled all the way to Courtney Paul. Into the batter's box now is Shannon Pute. Here's the pitch. Lets it go by for a strike. The bases are loaded. The top of the order for Manhattan. There's 2 outs. And Biermeister is trying to lock in here and get Marist out of this one. The bullpen is empty for Marist. She'll be left to her own accord to get the final out of regulation in this game. And then Marist will be up to the bats of the Red Fox to get 1 run back. 1 run at this point. Could be more. Shannon Pute swings in the left side. Miranda Perez has it. Tried to go to third. Unable to. Another run will score. Victoria Rawls comes across. Reinhardt slid into third, beating Perez. It was the only play she had as the ball centered to the floor. The diving stop got it, kept it in the infield, but unable to get any outs. Scores a run for the Jaspers.
Ross crosses the plate. Pute, great time to get her first hit of the afternoon. And now the Jaspers with a 2-run lead here in the top of the 7th.
With every hit, with every run, the pressure mounts on the Red Foxes. They still have to get out of this inning before considering the implications. Biermeister wiping off some sweat in this stressful situation. She's thrown 48 pitches in 1 2/3. Has 3 hits, 2 runs. No earned runs. 2 walks and 1 strike. Out.
It's Palagruto up now. She's got 1 hit that had back in the 3rd inning. She scored the first run of the day. Take a strike there on the inside part of the plate.
Count goes to 1 2. All of this has happened with 2 outs for the Jaspers as they've been rallying here in their last at-bat. Biermeister, outside, ball. Counts even.
2-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Number 52, Dominique Palagruto up with Christine Gebhardt on deck.
Foul tip. Count remains 2 2.
Looks like she fouled that one off of her toes. Hopping it off.
Yeah, Reinhardt, after taking that one off the thigh, had to really, kick it to third base and slide there to avoid being thrown out by Perez. Good for her to really buckle down and wince through it. That one's fouled. The right field side out of play.
Monmouth sitting down the right field line. They will take on the winner of this game. Be curious to see what Monmouth does when they threw their hurler, Amanda Riley, once again a full game and a loss. We'll see how they approach the circle next time out.
That one is the strikeout that will end the inning mercifully for the Red Fox. They led up 2 in the top of the 7th. They need 2 to continue 3 to win this elimination game and continue their life in the tournament.
Bottom of the seventh. It comes down to this for Marist. 3, 4, 5 hitters led off by Jana Korak. He takes ball 1 low.
Nicole Williams bearing down to try to get this win for her team. She'll face no bigger problem with that than the one that's in the batter's box right now. It's Jana Korak. She is the leading hitter on this team. She's made her presence felt in this tournament, not in this game, though. She swings at that one, tips it off the very end of the bat. For strike 1, counts 1-1.
Just a bit ahead of the off-speed pitch.
It's been trouble for her. She's taken the fastball she's seen for a ride. The off-speed has been giving her a bit of a hiccup.
Nicole Williams looking for the first save of her collegiate career.
Normally a starting pitcher. She'd also get the W with this win if the Jaspers completed it. On the ground to short goes Korak. She's safe. She beats out the throw of Stephanie Reinhardt. It wasn't particularly slow or in the hole, but Korak beat it out by digging down that line. Nice play by Korak. Maybe it was a little bit of a slow roller to Reinhardt.
It was a great play by Korak. Coach Tom Pardalis not agreeing with the call. But was pointed out to me correctly that Nicole Williams would get credited for the win if she holds on here. Now we check out this replay. Ground ball hit the dirt right in front of the plate. Korak bustling down the line. It does look like she was there on the replay.
I'm going to say tie goes to the runner in this instance. Excellent job of camera work by our crew out in center field. Pardalis takes the slow, lonely walk back to the dugout after hearing a decision he wasn't happy with. So they have the first one on in hopes of tying this game in the bottom of the seventh. Didn't think it'd be done by a cruddy grounder by Korak, but she's on.
And anything will work at this point. Anything will work at this point. Now Freeman up to bat. She's over 3 thus far today. 2 ground out to the second baseman and a fly out to the right fielder.
Last game of the year, John. Can't hold anything back now. It's a Waterboy quote.
I got you.
Korak on first.
Coach Pardalis telling Ross to guard the line at third base. They don't want any doubles down the line.
Freeman down the right field line. Sent one foul with power. Count is now 1-2. Marist needs 2 here. 1 is on. Freeman is up. Counts 1-2. There's no outs. Nicole Williams stares down Vasquez, ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. It's low and batted foul. Freeman ahead on that one. Rally caps and helmets and gloves on the heads of the Marist Red Fox, still in the dugout. Nicole Williams, ready to deliver.
Freeman with her sleeve rolls up.
That one's batted to the right side. It's going to get down in fair territory. Palagrudo got to it. Korak is on third now. The single advances Korak 2 bases as that ball just barely got down in fair territory.
And here comes Brandy Kuhn, the second baseman, with runners on first and third, nobody out. Manhattan going to huddle up in the circle and talk about defensively what they'll do here.
Yeah, maybe a first and third steal play coming from Marist. Going to talk about how to combat that. Also talking about possibly, bringing the corners in. Not necessarily so involved with that runner, as it doesn't do much for Marist other than get them within 1. But they still need to compile some outs here, do the Jaspers, as there's no outs. 2 men on in the bottom of the 7th.
She took the low and outside pitch, Freeman did. Lined it over the first baseman's head. Took a wide turnaround first base, but wisely held up as the throw came into the infield.
Yeah, she was very focused in that at-bat after every swing would take, some time to walk around and refocus herself.
Well, the elongated stride she takes after every pitch worked to her favor there.
Yeah, focus is necessary when facing Nicole Williams. Freeman got the best of her there.
Now batting second baseman, number 17, Brandy Coon.
Brandy Coon stepping into the bat.
And Courtney Paul on deck. She's had a great day. Someone Nicole Williams will want to keep at bay. Pitch comes to Coon for a strike low on the outside corner.
Combined, Coon and Paul have reached base all 6 plate appearances that they've had. Coon 1 for 1 with a single and 2 walks.
That one's fouled off by Coon.
Paul behind her is 3 for 3 with 3 singles.
Here's the pitch from Williams. High, swung on, and fouled back. Out of play.
Outfield playing normal depth. Middle infield looking to turn 2 if possible.
Korak ready to run home. Swing to first. It's off the knee of Gebhardt. Korak will score, and Kuhn will be safe at first for the 4th time today. Moves Freeman along to second. Korak has scored the 3rd run for Marist. Now just down 1 with Courtney Paul coming to bat. As we mentioned, 3 for 3 on the day.
Gebhardt got caught looking at home. If you'll check out the replay here, I believe her eyes just look toward home plate before she sees the ball into her glove. At that point, you just got to get that out no matter what.
An absolutely crucial time for an error. Gebhardt's got to be kicking herself over that one. Nicole Williams surely isn't happy as she has no outs still here in the bottom of the 7th. The tying run is on second. The winning run is on first. Courtney Paul is in the batter's box. Umpire calls time. Lets the game breathe for just a second. Nicole Williams back on the mound now. Here's the windup and the pitch. Courtney Paul shows bunt. The ball bounced before the plate. Really tells you a lot about the game here that Courtney Paul is showing bunt in the bottom of the 7th here of an elimination game.
Well, the winning run is on first base. The tying run is on second base. On deck, you have an all-MAAC performer in Kelleher.
Yeah, so getting those over to second and third are of the utmost important. Both Coach Assanio and Courtney Paul are aware. Nicole Williams also keenly aware of that fact, trying to get Courtney Paul out here with the least damage possible. That one's a strike at the knees. Counts 3-1.
She got the take sign there. Didn't even move an inch. Making sure Williams threw one in there. Now Paul will look to line one up. She's had success pulling the ball today. 2 of her singles coming through the left side.
That one's in the same spot for another strike, 3-2. Nicole Williams focusing in on the spot she wants. I think she's staying outside, just as you mentioned, Courtney Paul pulling both of her hits today. That one comes a bit inside, but Paul is late on it and fouls it back.
We got drama here at the MAAC Softball Championship. 4-3 the score, Manhattan leading by 1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Marist looking to complete the comeback.
You know, the games may have been lacking some offense. On the ground, Courtney Paul gets it to Pitney. It's past Pitney. Home comes the first runner. The winning run is on third and stays on third. The game is now tied. Freeman came across to tie this one up in the bottom of the 7th. The winning run to eliminate the Manhattan Jaspers stands 60 feet away from victory.
And Kelly here coming up to bat. You want to give credit to Pitney. She went diving up the middle to try and prevent that ball from going into the outfield. That would allow Freeman to score easily. Paul singles it to the opposite field. Pitney dives, keeps it, but goes just behind her, and that's going to allow Freeman to come all the way home to tie the game.
Yeah, Coach Assanio had the windmill going. I think he thought about sending that second runner, thought better, as right now Kelleher steps into the box. 0 for 3 today, reached once on a fielder's choice and scored. Williams high to Kelleher, fouled off.
She's down 0-2. The infield is playing in for Manhattan. The outfield playing shallow, especially center and right field.
That one's batted into center field. Under it is Alexa DeWitt to home. No good. She's safe at home, and that'll be the game for the Marist Red Fox. They win and move on in this tournament. Manhattan Jaspers will take a sad, solemn walk off the field here as they've just let up a 2-run lead in the 7th inning. 5-4 will be your final score. Marist on top of Manhattan.
And an unbelievable comeback for the Marist Red Foxes. Getting 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The last coming on a sacrifice fly by Gabrielle Kelleher. Able to score Brandy Kuhn at third base. You saw Dawa get underneath it. The throw was a bit up the third base line. No chance to get Kuhn as she crossed the plate. Korek led the inning off with a single, followed by Freeman with another one-bagger. It was first and third. An error committed by the Jaspers allowed Korek to come. Freeman to reach third base. And then Korek. Korek also in this inning recorded her 200th career hit. So reaching a career milestone in the process of this phenomenal comeback. Now the Marist Red Foxes will take on the Monmouth Hawks in just about half an hour or so. They'll have a lot of momentum riding into that game with a fantastic comeback here.
And number 31, Stephanie Reinhardt.
Now turn over to Lawrence Spallanzani.
Congratulations, Manhattan College and their seniors on a great season.
Who's going to be joined by a Marist coach and player to talk about their phenomenal comeback over the Manhattan Jaspers.
First pitch for the next game, 4:30.
Jana, your back's against the wall there in the bottom of the 7th, down 2. What keeps this team fighting through everything?
There have been so many games this season where we have come back in the 7th inning and we've won. So I think that experience has only grown us, and every single time we're in the bottom of the 7th, we never worry. We have so much confidence in one another, and I think the fact that our leadership is so great and our team chemistry is so great, that allowed us to pull that win out.
Excellent. Coach, you heard the words of Jana there, obviously elated with her team. Yep. How does it make you feel to hear your lead hitter and the person who scored the tying run there so confident in her team going forward in this tournament?
Well, you know, they believe, and I've said this all along, you know, these guys never quit. And, you know, that 7th inning, when Jana and Becca, the 2 seniors, both got on, I knew good things were going to happen there. I felt good there. You know, the kids were putting good swings on a very good pitcher. And, you know, I was just really pleased. You know, Courtney and Gabby clutch at the end there.
Congrats and good luck later.
Thank you so much.
Lawrence Spallanzani, Coach Assanio, and Jana Korek, the Monmouth Hawks will take on the Marist Red Foxes in the consolation bracket with a chance to the MAAC Championship Saturday on the line. For Lawrence Spallanzani, I'm Jonathan Stanko, saying so long from New Rochelle, New York, where the final score is Marist 5, Manhattan 4. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.